We are back, and we are joined now by our friend Mason, also known on Twitter or maybe Instagram as Twitch, One Hand Politics. Am I getting that right, Mason?
Everywhere. Yeah, nice and simple. One Hand Politics. Funny enough, Steven Crowder, he's the investigative journalist that he is, figured out why my name is One Hand Politics. He did a whole segment on, oh my God, this guy has one hand. It's insane. It's so gross to look at. I'm like, dude, Steven, I'm so glad you were able to crack the code. Sometimes it takes the smartest people among us.
I'm now revealing myself to maybe be dumber than Steven Crowder because I have met you in person, and I asked Brian the other day, why is he One Hand Politics? I did not notice that you only had one hand, buddy, so I had no
Crowder
idea.
isn't the only institution with a crackpot producer.
Exactly.
Crackpot? I mean Cracker Jacker. Cracker Jack? I can't talk.
Get out of here, Brian.
Yeah, so
I'm done.
In terms of intelligence,
No voice politics.
or at least noticing, in terms of noticing capacity, Brian's on, I guess, Steven Crowder's level, and I'm somewhere below. So I don't know what that says about me, but
I'd like to think I'm a little bit of a higher level than that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. The jury's still out, and we'll see how you perform today. Mason, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, excited to be back. I mean, I feel like it's becoming a recurrence where the majority report, the enemies of the majority report all seem to gravitate towards me. So I'm willing to slay these people for the people.
And slay you did, King. I'm so sorry. Because you did a really good job. You got Tim Pool to rage quit, although he wouldn't call it rage quitting. We played this yesterday. I want to get your reaction. He has a different definition for him walking out ragefully when you were defeating him in an argument.
Interesting.
Let me ask you, Tim Pool, did you in fact rage quit? Is that how you would describe it from the Flipper kid?
No, I mean, a rage quit would be I'm flabbergasted, I'm stuttering, I have nothing to say, and I have to storm off. But, you know, it's funny, if you watch it, I think I asked him, can I ask you a question, like 6 times? And he just won't stop. So here's the other thing. I had expressed to at least some of the people there, if anybody wants to do a stunt like they did with Ben Shapiro, I'm going to get up and walk off. Like, forewarning. This is not me, oh no, like the show's over. It was basically like my mentality is when that trans man just berated Ben and Ben just sat there.
All right, whatever. He didn't rage quit. He's the self-identified moderate that is finding common cause with Ben Shapiro. We'll get to the moderate definition in just a second, but what's your response to that?
You know, it's funny that he had to go on Steven Crowder for like this cope session after the internet is rightfully ridiculing him for feeling afraid to continue to have a conversation. It honestly was as soon as he saw me pull out the beanie that he's like, I got to get out of here. I don't want this person to get a clip. And I think his intention, he says in that same like interview with Steven, I saw a little bit of it, that, it's all TV. I'm adding to the plot. I knew it'd go viral. I want Timcast to get more views. I'm like, no, you wanted to end the clip. I think his intention was Jubilee wasn't going to air it because he wasn't there like on set. But he defeats his own argument when he admits that the whole point of Jubilee, it is this sensationalized idea of what a debate is, right? I mean, I'm not there to change Tim Pool's mind. I know I'm not going to find common ground with a guy that does nothing but glaze Donald Trump. I'm there to make him look dumb, and I think I succeeded in that part.
You did succeed in that part. He makes it, easy. Although I would you say of the people that you debated that he was via Jubilee that he's maybe the dumbest or the easiest? Like, which one would you go with?
Well, I think the thing about Tim is he tries to play this like safe role where he concedes almost everything that we had to criticize Donald Trump. Like a lot of people I brought up in the first interaction that I had with him, how can you say the mainstream left is more violent than the mainstream right when the leader of the Republican Party is calling for the death of sitting congressional members? In what way is that even comparable to what fucking Hillary Clinton, the Obamas? How in any sense could we say that these are the same amount of violence, if not the left is more violent? And for him, he was just like, yeah, I agree. What Donald Trump said is completely deplorable. I think that's terrible. And it's like, okay, well, that's not reflective in all of your political commentary or what you say on your show. All that you gear towards is criticizing the left and propping up the right as the sane ones, the common sense one. when they are led by this like violent authoritarian.
Well, I mean, I think that he would be harder to debate than Dave Rubin, for example, because he will grant a point, even if you know that there's a history of him not believing in what he's saying. He will grant a point to appear more reasonable, where Dave just, he's got very few things going on up there. That's one brain cell politics for you. That would be my guess, is that Dave might have been the easiest for you.
Yeah, Dave was pretty easy. Yeah, I think so. Lila Rose also kind of like, she's like a big anti-abortion debate person.
Oh, yeah.
And she just kind of just kept repeating the same thing of like, you're killing babies. So that one was kind of easy too. But yeah, Tim, it's interesting. Props to Tim. Like, he was a good sport about it, even though he clearly was flustered in this clip. We talked about it afterwards. He's like, hey, that's going to do really well if they show it. It was funny. We'd love to have you on the show. I'm actually going on the show on Friday, so big announcement. I wanted to ask for your advice, Emma. I know you've been to the compound, so I'm going to West Virginia. With the boys.
You don't need to say where he's at, but the West Virginia compound?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, take a gander around, check out that poker table, check out that wall that he has. He has a whole wall of caricatures of right-wing figures that they've signed. Steve Bannon, Marjorie Taylor Greene's on there. But I mean, I went in 2023, so there could have been renovations from that point on. But like, lots of games.
They did have to renovate the bathroom after Sam was there.
They did. They might have actually had to just completely burn down that compound. I don't like thinking about that, but Sam loves to talk about it. I know you don't want to hear this, but
take some psyllium husk and do it again.
I don't want to hear that.
I'll take Sam's lead. Yeah. We'll have to keep it in construction mode.
Well, that'll be great. I mean, that is the thing, is he understands the performance aspect of it. It's why he asked me to get sushi and play poker after the interview that we did when he called me a pedophile repeatedly. So that's the thing that I just, his psychology is fascinating to me. And the fact that he was, a good sport about it with you after actually is in kind of keeping with how he's acted so bewildered that we don't want to hang out with him, that we believe in what we say. He doesn't really believe in much, to the point where, again, he is repeatedly insisting that he's a moderate. Like, how did you guys react to that? His attempt to call himself a moderate in the context of Jubilee.
There's like this Beanie Gate conspiracy where every time he's reacting to the video, he's like, he must have known it was me, otherwise he wouldn't have brought a beanie. How did this guy know? Jubilee must have tipped him off. And it's pretty easy to like deduce. There's only a couple of people that would call themselves a moderate in contrast to progressives.
Yes.
Jubilee isn't really known for doing like liberal leftist debates. So my first thought when like they pitched me the idea, one moderate versus 20 progressives, I was like, oh, it might be like Ezra Klein, or it might be one of these like liberal, institutional, pragmatic types. And I was like, no, that wouldn't be good TV. It's got to be somebody like Tim Pool, or it's got to be somebody like Tim Miller from The Bulwark. I thought it would be like one of these more right-leaning people that are like a little bit critical of Trump.
Right.
So I brought the beanie just in case. It's really that simple. And it was pretty easy to deduce that was who it was going to be. And my face lit up. I wish that there was a camera when they showed watching him come in, beanie and all. But it was hilarious. We were all ready for a good combo.
You made the right bet with the beanie. Why does Jubilee agree to frame him as a moderate is my question. Like, I mean, it's so, but I mean, that's how it's advertised, right?
No, the title is Tim Pool versus 20 progressives.
Gotcha.
So they at least, was it originally published as moderate? Because I only ever saw Tim Pool versus, interesting.
Yeah, so Tim, he says this in the Steven Crowder interview. I don't suggest everybody go watch it, but you can take my word for it. But he tells Steven Crowder, he's like, yeah, I thought about doing the Jubilee thing, and I ended up deciding that it wasn't going to be good for me. But then I made the strategic calculation that going on a liberal publication, first of all, to call Jubilee liberal is such a stretch. But a liberal publication like Jubilee, labeling me as a moderate would do great things for the show and my own sponsorships. And I'm just like, okay, well, he's proving the point that he knows he's not a moderate. He knows he's a right winger at this point, but he wants the illusion that he sits in the middle for whatever broader audience he thinks he can capture. And as soon as Jubilee got a lot of pushback from the internet, that's like, even right wingers are like, dude, this guy's not a moderate. They had to change the title. So it since has been changed. you're right, Matt. It is Tim Pool versus 20 progressives.
Okay, well, I'm glad that maybe that's what they needed to get him in the door, right? You just I'll go along with your framing, bait and switch. Yeah, at the very least, enabled by people in the audience having some sort of understanding of what the reality is. What would you say were your overall impressions of this Jubilee? You've done a bunch of these before. What stands out to you about Tim Pool?
It was kind of difficult. I mean, again, I knew that we weren't going to have a productive conversation, which is why I was kind of just telling him to his face that he's a grifter at the end there. But he takes all of these milquetoast statements. Some of his claims were the Constitution doesn't work under its current system. And it's okay, well, how do we really debate this topic? Because obviously we're going to say that Donald Trump is violating so many constitutional rights. So yes, it doesn't technically work. He's violating judicial reviews. He's not listening to any of the courts or any checks and balances from Congress. And then they're going to say that they're activist judges, blah, 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 that don't follow the Constitution. So it's not really even something to talk about. We're supposed to debate this for 20 minutes. None of that makes sense. Same thing with Democrats are embracing authoritarianism. How can you say that with a straight face, looking at everything that Donald Trump is doing to the executive branch? It just really felt like a nothing burger. I didn't know how to debate any of it. So right. I went up for the two that I did because those at least seemed to be the biggest contrast that we had in terms of our views. But even then, he cedes so much ground because he doesn't want to be known as this partisan, even though all of his political advocacy and commentary is just cheerleading for the Republican Party.
It's just, who is this for at this point? I guess it's for anybody getting introduced to him now, but they would be able to figure it out without really much effort. I mean, this
people with goldfish memories.
Yes.
I mean, remember when Sam was on his show, he was people are mad at me in the chat, and they were mad because he was agreeing with Sam too much.
Yep.
Because he couldn't find he's okay, fine, I guess I agree with that. And his chat was getting mad, but that day moves on, night turns to day, day turns to night, and then there's a new show, and it's, oh, look at how crazy the left is again.
Yep. Right. We have some IMs here. D-Mesh says, when you go to the Tim Pool compound, bring your own bottled water. Apex, you curtail Mason. He absolutely destroy Tim's toilet like Sam did. Great. Yes. Love this talk
thanks
in
for
the audience.
Imagery,
Yep.
Audience. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mason. Thank you for having some sort of sense of propriety, unlike the rest of the people in this office that like to talk about this all the time.
Waspy nonsense.
Sense of propriety. I really pulled out the all-girls school education there. LXH Pinky, I saw a moderate versus 20 progressives. Mason did just clarify that they changed it. Brandon Tartikoff, Mason should refresh himself on Tim's battle with the local skate park for his appearance. Everyone goes after the Tenet media scandal, but Tim's 80s movie villain arc as an evil skate park rich kid is undercovered. All right, so there you go. Something.
Everybody knows about the beanie. That's the most, I feel famous iconography for Tim Pool. But I also didn't know he wears the same flannel. I've seen in every reaction that he's done now for this. In the video, he's just a cartoon character. He thinks he's Steve Jobs or something.
Yeah. Yep. Right. Exactly. One more. Jazz Apple, in the Jubilee follow-up, Tim mentions a liberal from Brooklyn came on my show and he was talking some shit. Definitely check that out. Is that Emma or Sam? Could be. We will check that out. Well, Mason, great job as always. Really appreciate you coming on today. And where can people find your work?
Yeah, I stream pretty frequently on Twitch at One Hand Politics. You can check me out there. You can check out Timcast on Friday. There'll be a great guest. So make sure to, if you're going to support it on Friday. But yeah, you know what? I'll cede to Tim Pool. It wasn't a rage quit. It was a rage surrender or a rage sabbatical or whatever he wants to call it. But he clearly,
I called it a rage siesta. I called it a rage siesta yesterday. So I think that's what we're going to go with.
Do you know if there's another guest on Friday with you?
Sorry?
Do you know if there's another guest that you're going to be on with on Friday?
I don't know. They kept it kind of in the dark. Their production's been really nice working with me, and they've been very accommodating. So I'll say that about his team. But they told me,
one has reached out to work here.
We just want to talk about the video. Come on, we're just going to have a good time as pals. And I'm like, okay, sure, buddy. I'm expecting at least some other right winger that's going to be there to try to stir the pot. But
I'm
ready for
sure.
it.
Hopefully.
Right. He brought another right winger on with me as well. He doesn't really feel comfortable going mano a mano in some of these situations. So, Mason, everybody check out his episode with Tim on Friday and also at One Hand Politics. Really appreciate your time today.
See you, everybody.
See ya.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.